Hi, I'm your host Patrick Murphy, and this is On Track. Hi, and welcome to On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy. Returning with us today is JaikWillis. Welcome back, Jake. How have you been?
Good. How you been?
So, I'm good. What have you been up to since last time you were here?
Playing a lot of shows. That's what I do. Yeah. About 300 and some shows a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
have you been
away.
Traveling around the States? Where have you been?
Since last time I was here, been to Puerto Rico, Colorado, I think with Oregon and Washington were before that too, but usually I keep it around the Midwest. It's more efficient that way, but every once in a while I'll make a little run.
So can you give us a reminder of your musical background?
Got a guitar when I was a kid, started practicing obsessively, like 16 hours a day, and I moved to Hollywood when I was 16, and actually got this guitar there. It's a 1957 Les Paul I got when I was 16 years old in Hollywood, and then came back, eventually finished high school, and went to California State Institute for guitar again, classical guitar, and then Illinois State for guitar, and then Berklee College of Music in Boston for jazz guitar, and then came back to Illinois State and did ethnomusicology, and yeah.
So you got a lot of music background with you.
Well, practiced a whole lot. That's the most thing, and then other things too.
So do you have a favorite song of yours you find yourself playing a lot at gigs or something like that?
I don't got a favorite song. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in at the time, but I find myself playing a lot of songs at gigs, usually doing 3 or 4 hour sets these days.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the common thing.
So do you have like a favorite guitar by any chance?
Well, this is probably my favorite because it's the most near and dear to my heart. Her name is Michelle. Like I was saying, I had this guitar since I was 16 years old. That one back there, if you can see that, it's a 1956 Les Paul Jr. This is a 1957 Les Paul Special. I got a 55 Les Paul Gold Top that I like a whole lot. It's named Ruth. I got a lot of guitars, but they're all for different purposes and they do different things. And yeah.
So can you introduce your first song for us real quick?
Called Had You Told It Like It Was.
What's it about?
Well, it's like the song says, man. If you told it like it was, it wouldn't be like it is.
Is it one of your recent songs? Something
it's
kind
an
of
old
older?
song. It's an old song. Yeah.
So what's been your focus with your playing recently?
Staying alive, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm focusing on, is just playing a lot, trying to not crash the car in the middle of the night coming back from Indianapolis or something,
Yeah.
I'm doing everything by myself. With all that mess, all the instruments at once is just one thing. It's like besides that, it's like all the business side of it. I have to handle all that crap by myself. So just plugging away at it, and yeah.
So is there any time during the day when you don't have a guitar in your hand? Is it something you always have with you?
Yeah, because I'm on the internet a lot trying to book shows and promote the shows that I got for the venues that do book me, and just blasting away at it, man. But yeah, play a lot. I got a guitar right on hand.
Yeah. Cool. Let's have a listen to your first song.
All your friends, this was a real thing. started talking, she was mad as can be. 'Cause I told her to forget it, she'd never boss me. Had to told her like it was. Had to told her like it was. Had to told her like it was. It wouldn't be like it is. So took me for granted. It wasn't right at all. Hope you understand now. Without disappointment, it's much too late to start talking too fast. No, that's a dream world is in the past. It's all over now, it's plain to see. I ain't got you, you ain't got me. Had to told it like it was. Had to told it like it was. Had to told it like it was. It wouldn't be like it is. It's too late to start talking too fast. No, it's a dream words in the past. It's all over now, and it's plain to see. I ain't got you, you ain't got me. Had to told it like it was. Had to told it like it was. Had to told it like it was. It wouldn't be like it is. Had to told it like it was. It wouldn't be like it is. Had to told it like it was. It wouldn't be like it is. Not like it is.
Jimmy can't sing,
And Tommy can't dance.
so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww, they walk like a monkey, hop like a bunny. Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants. They got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants.
One more time.
Jimmy can't sing,
And Tommy can't dance.
so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants, they got.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hi, and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy. Joining us today is JaikWillis. So, can you talk about your foot drum setup? What is that?
It's called a farmer foot drum. There's a fellow in Michigan named Pete Farmer, and the guy's brilliant, and he's building kits like that. That one's been customized a little bit. I had him soup it up for me, and I've added a couple pieces on too, but it's pretty much his brainchild. The guy's brilliant. He builds all kinds of interesting things as an inventor. Yeah, it's the one I've got running right now. I've got 11 pedals on it. It started off as a 7-piece kit, which is like sort of as basic, and I added more stuff on, had him add more stuff on, and yeah, that's been a blast. The last time I was in here, I had just gotten it, and I've been messing around with it.
So
for
do
a
you
while.
practice with that a lot along with your
Yeah,
guitar?
well, yeah, and I need to do more of that, but
Yeah.
yeah, both, and depending on the day and what I'm working on.
Mhm. So do you have experience playing like a regular drum set by any chance? Any other percussion?
Yeah, I played like hand percussion for years. Did that for a living. At one point years ago for Illinois State University, I was playing for their dance department, doing the accompaniment, and that was a blast. That was a great gig. I don't know why I ever left that. And yeah, so I did a lot of hand percussion and stuff like that, and I studied Brazilian drumming and some African drumming and stuff like that. I played blues drum set on my own too at one point, but you know, it's its own thing, you know.
Yeah. So a lot of your music sounds really blues. Is that like one of your major influences?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're from Chicago.
Yeah. So you said last time everything influences everything.
Yeah.
What has been some of
Yeah.
your major influences when you come up with your music?
My landlord calling me for rent every month, man. I gotta make the rent. Gotta keep gasoline in the car. And you know, I just like to do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like to play.
So can you introduce the next few songs we're about to hear?
I could if I remember what I played.
All right. So
You tell me what I play. I do this all day, like every day, and it's
Yeah.
usually these 4-hour sets where it's like I don't do set lists, and so it's just like
Whatever
play this and
feels.
then play that and then play this and then play that. So I don't know, like you know, it's like what did you say like 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
You know, maybe.
So for yourself as a musician, where do you hope to see yourself in the next few years?
Eating better. Yeah, maybe running water. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be plugging away at this. I'm having a good time. I'd like to keep playing more music festivals. I'm going to be at a summer camp music festival this year. It's Memorial Day weekend. That's an amazing festival. I'll be at Shoe Fest. In September, that's Labor Day down by Kankakee. That one is amazing. That's a great time. Hootaladoo Music Festival up in Michigan, and Michigan Peace Fest. A whole lot of festivals like that. Michigan Moon.
Yeah.
Tons
All
of
right.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Let's have a listen to the next few of your songs.
Let's do that.
People saying that the end is near. They've been saying it's near for thousands of years. Don't believe everything. I don't believe in anything. If the sky starts falling, you can knock on my door. Don't knock it till you try it, or I'll lock it once more. Don't believe in everyone. I don't believe in anyone. I'm just not sold, I just don't buy the fear that I hear getting advertised to me every day. It's gonna be okay. Run for your life, run to the hills, go run for coroner and funny away. I know it's fun to be scared, but I'm not afraid anymore. You can do your best with the worst. I guess I might be some sort of spoil sport. What is spoil sport? Too bad, so sad, the country's a mess, says the kid in the burbs on his mom's internet. Don't believe everything. I don't believe in anything. Grown-ups talking to invisible friends. You better grow up if it's really the end. I don't believe make-believe. What makes you want to believe? Well, if you're so, you should stock up on brains, 'cause the undead armies might rise up from the grave in a day. Might be today. Run for your life, run to the hills, go run for coroner, and dig yourself a hole and get laid. Have a nice day. But I know it's fun to be scared, but I'm not afraid anymore. You can do your best with the worst. I guess I might be some sort of spoil sport. What is spoil sport? people saying that the end is near. They've been saying it's near for thousands of years. Don't believe everything that you hear. Oh, she didn't even better night as I pack my bags to leave. Thought you would start to cry, sit around my room and grieve. But you're the girl, she fooled me this time, acting like I was the last thing on her mind. Now I would like to start all over again. Can I change my mind? Please let me change your mind. Baby, can I change my mind? As I took those steps to that open door, ooh, I was knowing all the time, well, I didn't even want to go. She didn't give me no sign, nothing to make me change my mind. Now I would like to start all over again. Baby, can I change my mind? I would like to change my mind. Baby, can I change my mind? I played my game like so many times before. People, let me tell you, I'd never ever reach that door. Whoa, in there all the night, look around me, but my baby now inside. Now I would like to start all over again. Can I change my mind? I would like to change my mind. Ooh, can I change my mind? Baby, I want you. Ooh, got to have you. I'm so sorry, baby. Baby, can I change my mind? When I was a kid, I had a superstition. Never said I wish, anything with one exception, that I could wake up in my favorite comic book. It never happened, but maybe it still could. Anything's possible, that is if I have some say. The men be logical, my head is always in the way. Doesn't have to be plausible, better stop me anyway. Cause anything possible is what to do if you're afraid. When I turned 13, I sold my comic book collection. To buy a guitar was on a holy mission. 1992, up and moved to Hollywood. Nothing ever happened, but maybe it still could. Anything's possible. That is if I have some say. Let me be logical. My head is always in the way. Doesn't have to be plausible. That never stop me anyway. Cause anything possible is what you do if you're afraid that anything's possible. Don't say impossible or even improbable. Man, I'm unstoppable. You can't burst this bubble. And when I grew up, I was at least half as driven. Took the show on the road. Y'all, I couldn't make a living. Then I found a girl, but it didn't go so good. Nothing ever happened, and who knows if it could. But anything's possible. That is if I have some say. But let me be logical. My head is always in the way. Doesn't have to be possible. Let me stop me anyway. Cause anything's possible. Anything is possible. But anything possible probably isn't worth the chase.
Every child is curious.
George, look what I found.
Turn their curiosity into a lifelong love of learning. Create a curious reader.
This is super bedtime reading.
Share a book together today. Visit read.gov.
All right. I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
Hi, and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy. Joining us today is
Willis.
JaikWillis. So, Jake.
Yes, Patrick.
At what point in your life did you know that you wanted to be a musician?
Guns N' Roses came out, and my friend brought a cassette to school, and heard it and thought it was pretty cool, and I looked inside and was like, that's what I'm gonna do for a living, immediately. So that was it. And sold my comic book collection for a guitar, and started practicing for 16 hours a day, and that was that.
Yeah.
Took a little while for my mom to catch up with what I was doing, my folks, catch on with, that I was serious.
So do you play with groups at other times, or have you always been like a solo act?
I have played with groups, and if somebody wants to hire me to play with them, I'd be perfectly happy to do that. And, but, I'd been doing the solo thing for years, where I had this flying V acoustic guitar and all these effect pedals and stuff that I used with that, and did that for a really long time. And then when I got the drums, it's kind of transitioning in a transitional period back to these vintage guitars that I kind of like to play at home more than the V.
So do you use any other instruments besides the drum set and guitars when you play?
Yeah, I play harmonica. Actually, the Farmer Foot Drum guys also make a harmonica holder that's magnetic. That thing is awesome, and I use that too. That's just recent. I used to play harmonica a long time ago, and just kind of remembered that I know how to do that recently and pulled it back out and started using that at the gigs, but I didn't think to use it here. I play a lot of other instruments too, but
yeah. So for people who want to hear more of you, where can we find you online?
Well, if you spell my name right, that should be easy to find. J-A-I-K, JaikWillis. If you Google me, there's tons of stuff. But JaikWillis Music on Facebook, again, J-A-I-K, or YouTube. And I put up videos regularly on both of those. I'm pretty easy to find, as long as you don't spell it wrong, or as long as you don't spell it right and I spell it wrong.
All right, so do you have a quick fun story about a time you were on the road playing or
God.
something like that?
Well, I got a million of them, but you got to be more specific than that, man. I don't know, like about what?
Maybe when you were on stage, something weird happened.
Well, I remember being on stage and realizing my fly was down. I mean, I don't know what you want.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, there's a million of those, man. I've had there's some crazy lady on crack tried to jump up on stage and tackle the mic stand at Phyllis's in Chicago. Yeah, what hasn't happened? I've been electrocuted.
Well, let's have a listen to your last song.
Have you ever been mistreated? You know what I'm talking about. Have you ever been mistreated? You know what I'm talking about. 4 years for one woman. She had the nerve just to put me out. Got a job in a steel mill, sucking steel like a slave. 5 long years every Friday, brought on my pay. Have you ever been mistreated? You know what I'm talking about. Final years for a woman, she had the nerve just to put me out. Son, shoot a long time ago. Next one that I'll marry, well, she gonna work and bring a paycheck home. You ever been mistreated? You know what I'm talking about. She had the nerve. Yeah, she had the nerve. Yes, she had the nerve just to put me out.
Thanks for watching On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy, and a special thanks to JaikWillis. We'll see you next time.